what's going on? It's Amy again with Bargain Mama, and I put a video out 2 days ago, I believe on Monday, and today is Wednesday. I think today's Wednesday, I believe, and my video was about, it's called emotional, now I can't remember, blotting. I think it's called emotional blotting. So I was telling you all that I had asked for my depression/anxiety medication to be raised, and then I realized like I was not smiling, I was not doing anything. I was smiling, but it was like a forced smile, but anyways. But so I had gone and seen my doctor after my video that day. So today's Wednesday. She changed my medication as of Monday night. I take my medication on at nighttime because sometimes it makes me tired. So Monday night I changed back from 30 milligrams to 20 milligrams. So that would be Monday night and Tuesday night. So I've been on it for 2 nights. I can't describe like how overly exhausted I am. And she said sometimes that is a side effect. So I told her I was tired when I was taking it though, but she said that like it can still make you extremely tired because I don't know guys, I took a 2-hour nap yesterday after work and then fell asleep. And first of all, if you've been here for a while, the past 2 years since I got sick, I have a horrible time sleeping. I take a sleeping pill and sometimes I still don't sleep. While I had such a hard sleep that when I woke up, I was sweating, like disgustingly sweating. I had to take a shower. My bed was wet. My clothes were like stuck to me. It was disgusting. So she compared it to kind of like you'll almost be, quote, going through withdrawals kind of thing because we have to lower the medication down. I gotta tell you, I never knew this stuff was so dangerous. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but I never knew like it was so addictive or dangerous or whatever the word is I want to use. She was like, that's why we tell you don't just come off of the medication. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't need it, and I'll get off of it. And like I'll feel weird, and so I'm like, oh no, I did need it, and I'll go back on. That is so, I did not realize until right now how insanely dangerous that is. And like she said, like you might not feel like that until you either raise the medication or you stop it. And let me tell you, like sweating last night, like sleeping for 2 hours, I woke up at 7 o'clock and went right back to bed at 9 p.m. with no issues. Like you guys, it's not even like, well, to me, it's not like this medication that's horrible. So I'm not gonna, like, I'll be totally honest with you. Mine is citalopram. So there are like harsher medications, I think like Lexapro, I don't know. So mine was just like citalopram. And again, I was at 20 for a long time. And so she put me at 30 because I was feeling like I just wasn't, it wasn't working very well. And then 30 made me feel emotionless, nothing. And I talked to one of the girls at work, guys. She said she was like that for a year and didn't realize that something was wrong because she did not have someone point it out to her. So she did not realize it. So I'm a huge, huge advocate for mental health. Like, hold on one second. Like, in so many different aspects. Like, mental health, if you were born with something possibly mentally wrong, with PTSD, with, so many things, like, if drugs have caused you to possibly, have mental health issues. You guys, it is not a joke. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about this. Like, I feel like if my family wouldn't have been there to kind of bring it up and then for me to notice it, I don't know how long I would have gone. And I'm telling you, like, I'm trying to figure out a way to word this. Like, I was so mentally numb. I don't want to say like I feel like I could have done anything because that's how I felt, but I wouldn't have. So it almost makes me wonder, when all these people are doing all these things out there, which is not okay. But when people are like, oh, they should have seen a doctor, were they on anything? I almost wonder, like, were they on something? And if they were, was it the wrong dosage? Because doctors will hand out medications like no other, like just to get you out of there. And if you don't tell them, hey, this is making me feel funny, they will leave you on that forever. I'm telling you, I have been on this dose of citalopram, I would say 10 years or something. I mean, a long time. And I just keep calling in, getting my refills. I don't have to see a counselor. I choose to, but I don't have to see a counselor. I don't have to see a psychologist. I don't have to get nothing done to get my prescriptions. I just call and they refill it because that's what I've been on. And I could have done the same thing with my 30 milligrams. And again, goodness knows what I would have done. I mean, I'm talking, I've never felt like this in my life. I was 100% numb. I had no feelings. Like, I was going through a lot with my son, which is one of the things that now I look back and notice that it would have made me a nervous wreck, and I would have been crying, and I didn't care. I did not care. And people are like, well, no, that's what it's supposed to do. No, it is not to that level. I mean, words cannot describe how I felt. Like, I truly felt like I was empty inside, and that is not how I want to feel. And so I just want to remind you guys, this whole mental, like, okay, so it's working because I feel like I'm going to start crying. But, I mean, it is such not a joke. My older sister, never diagnosed, and I truly believe that she has had issues since younger when I look back on it. And, you know, she wasn't ever taken to the doctor. She never did anything. And it's not even a doctor. She never went to a counselor, nothing. And that's actually what brought, like, a long time ago, I noticed that something was wrong with her, and that's what's actually made me so interested in learning about, like, homeless people, what makes them homeless, mental health issues, and it's crazy. Like, mental health is such a big thing, especially with what is going on right now in our world with Facebook. Y'all, I was a dork in high school, not even just in high school. When I was younger, I had two friends, and I still have those same two friends. We've been friends for over 30 years, and that's it, you guys. Like, I never had a lot of friends. Like, I had one boyfriend at the age of 16, and then I kept that boyfriend. Like, I was the ugly duckling, and I am not gonna lie. Like, I had horrible body dysmorphic issues, and I mean, if we want to talk about it now, I've had braces to fix my teeth because those were one thing made of. I've had the whole entire mommy makeover since having my children. So let's see, 10 years ago, I had the whole mommy makeover. Just all these things to kind of make me feel better about myself. And I'm telling you, like, some people can't get that done. And if there would have been this much social media in high school, I don't honestly know if I would have kept going, because I can just imagine what people would have been saying about me, because again, I wasn't popular. I wasn't we had no money when I was younger, none. I mean, we were extremely poor. My senior year of high school, I lived with my art teacher because my mom just moved away, and I was dedicated to graduating high school because my older sister never did. And so I lived with my art teacher my senior year of high school in order to be able to graduate high school. I mean, and then right away got a job, and I had a job that, like, started going full time and moved out into my own apartment. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, mental health is no joke. So if your kids, if you even notice a difference in them, you don't have to be like, okay, well, they're on medicine, so it'll get better. It may not be the right medication. It may not be the right dose. Like, it's such a big thing to me. Like I said, when I started, I've always been an advocate for it. I've always wanted to learn more about it. But when I felt like that last week, it 100% brought my attention more to it because I experienced it myself. And it was the worst feeling. Like, I can't even begin to describe to you how you feel empty inside and emotionless. Like, I've never felt like that in my life. And like I said, I would rather be a crying mess than to ever feel like that again in my life. So I just wanted to kind of step in and let you guys know I am on day 2 of changing my medication back to my 20 milligrams. I'm still super tired. I'm really going to try to get a Dollar Tree haul or Dollar General haul in today or tomorrow. I'm really sorry. I promise I will pick back up on it. I'm really trying to keep you guys updated on what's happening. I did go to Dollar General yesterday for the first time in since my last video, so a couple weeks. and they had Christmas out, the one I went to, and Christmas just makes me, like, I could literally take my little cup of hot cocoa. So it is 8 o'clock in the morning right now. It's 82 degrees. It will be at least 100 degrees this afternoon, excuse me, in Arizona. I could take my cup of hot cocoa and marshmallows, maybe a little Kahlua or something, you know, and sit in the middle of an aisle at Hobby Lobby and drink it like it was Christmas time. Like, Christmas makes me feel like, it just makes me happy inside. You know, some people are like, it's too early for Christmas. If it makes somebody happy, don't buy it. You know, I mean, I don't buy it. I just like to look at it and to smell it. And it just makes me feel at peace, where this world is not peace right now. Like, I can assure you guys my medication is starting to kick in, because I truly feel like I'm going to cry right now. My husband may not be so happy that my medication was changed, but you know, I keep seeing all these posts. You know, it's too early for Christmas. You need to wait for Thanksgiving. You know, I mean, if you don't like it, don't buy it. But it makes some people so happy. And it's not because I want to run out and buy all of it. It's because I want to look at it. And it just gives me, like, in a world of horribleness right now. That's not even a word. It's the word I made up. But in just this horrible, horrible world right now, it just makes me feel like it on the inside, you know what I mean? So if that's what I want to use as my counseling, is to go and sit in a, like, Hobby Lobby, guys, if they would let me, I would pull out my camp chair and I would sit there in the aisle that smells like Christmas the most and has, like, all the sparkly Christmas things and all that. I would sit there and I would probably never need medication again in my life, except for the rude people that would tell me to move out of the aisle. But I'm just saying, like, there's different things that makes everyone happy, and I just want everyone to know to please be careful and to please watch, you know, like, just the mental awareness of everyone around you, because like I said, I mean, if I don't know that I would have noticed 100% myself, but because my family also said something about it, I sat down and I thought about it, and I was like, wait a second, this isn't me. I'm a happy person. Even when I am sad and I am crying, and if I have had the worst day of my whole entire life, when I go to work, you wouldn't know it. You might see that I've been crying on my face because of my makeup, but you wouldn't know it, because I do not want to put, especially because of where I work. Where I work, these people live there. They are elderly. They are there maybe for short term because they broke a hip or something, or they are there because they live there because they have something ongoing that will never cure. And I don't want to bring my problems to them when they have enough problems. You know what I'm saying? So the second I walk into work, guys, I'm always smiling. I do. It doesn't matter. I will always, hence these. And I'm not even going to lie, this will be the next procedure that I get done, because I smile so much, I have those lines. And it's for me. It's not for anyone else. It's just something I notice. And so that will be the next thing I get done for myself. But what I'm saying, so yesterday, you know, I've been going through a lot. The month of August was the worst month my husband and I ever faced. We had so much that happened. It was atrocious. Like, there was so much in the month of August that, yeah. So, you know, and then my whole medication changed. So yesterday I was at work, and one of my coworkers, he said, hey, are you okay? And I want to say, when I'm at work, it doesn't bother me that somebody says that, but it makes me upset with myself for making somebody ask me that, because that means that I was not smiling at them. I was not my normal bubbly self. So I did not bring on this bubble, I guess, of personality to try to make their day better. So that really bothered me, that one of my coworkers said, hey, are you okay? But again, it brought my awareness to the fact that, hey, you are letting what's going on inside reflect on your outside, and you need to not do that. So I was super happy and thankful that he said that, to make me show it, to make me change, like, my demeanor. But it also, like I said, really hurt me, because, like I said, it made me realize that I was letting what was bothering me come out. And I don't want to do that to my coworkers. I don't want to do that to my patients. I'm sorry, all of a sudden, I think it's because I'm starting to tear up, and so my throat. But, so, you know, little things like that, like, aware that I am the reason, hopefully, that somebody smiled or something, because you never know. Super emotional for me. You never know if you are the person that is going to either make or break somebody's day. So I think I've gone way off the other thing, but that's okay. This is something I have to say. So my oldest son is 23. He got into some bad stuff and everything, and way at the beginning of COVID, and unfortunately he went to jail. He was in jail for 3 months. It was the worst time of my life, and I'm sure it was the worst time of his life. He came out, and maybe one day I'll talk to you about how it changed him and stuff like that. But for right now, I'll just tell you how somebody broke his day. And the mama bear came out, even though my son was over 18. So after he got out, he didn't have a driver's license and stuff, so I would drive him to work. And he was doing like construction and stuff, you know. So his pants had like paint on them, and he would carry a backpack because he did not have a car to put his stuff in, and he would have to carry his water, his lunches that I made him. And so and my son, if you all have seen him, he is gorgeous, but he's a mixed child. He's just drop dead gorgeous, but and he's the one that's going to be a daddy. So anyways, what happened was I dropped him off at his boss's house. I thought everything was great. I thought he was doing okay. I went to work. About 2 hours later, I got a call from him, and he was having the biggest breakdown ever. And I said, what the heck is going on? And he said, I can't take it. I can't take what's happening right now. And I said, what? Where are you? And he told me, and I said, that is not even close to where I dropped you off. Like, what is going on? And he said, I've been riding the bus around the town all day. And this is just where I got off at. And he said, and I'm just debating what is happening in my life right now. And I said, what the heck are you talking about? So this is what happened. He had already been having a bad day mentally. So, you know, he got out of jail. And when he got out of jail, he realized that some people in his life he had to cut off. And so he had been out for probably a month or something, I would say. And he said, Mom, you don't understand. He said, when you dropped me off at work this morning, I realized, he said, I was a little early, so I didn't go in. He said, I didn't have anyone to call. All of my friends were from my prior days, and I don't want to call them because I don't want to get mixed up in that stuff again. And he said, so I sat there and I realized I don't have any friends. And then he said, and then I realized that I've never had to deal with things sober before. And I said, what? And he said, when I realized I didn't have any friends, it started making me so sad and depressed, thinking all these things about me. And he said, and then I realized, like, I was feeling every single solitary emotion, and I didn't have drugs or alcohol to turn to. And he said, and I've never really had to do that before. And it just broke my heart because I didn't realize that. I dropped him off that morning thinking he was doing amazing, right? And it just took that one thing to make him realize that he didn't think he had any friends, and then to move from that to realize that he was feeling everything because he had not been on drugs. So when he got off the bus, he got dropped off at one of the malls in town. Just didn't realize what time it was. Maybe he thought he was going to go in and walk around or something, but apparently it was prior to the mall opening. So he went, and he was just like sitting on the sidewalk with his little backpack and stuff. And a security guard came up, and the security guard did not say, hey, how are you doing? Hey, what's going on? The security guard walked right up to him and said, hey, we don't allow your kind to just sit around here and solicitate. You have to leave. And he said, what? And the security guard said, you heard me. You have to get up and leave. We don't allow your kind around here. And that is when my son, a couple minutes after that is when my son called me. And you all, that security guard is what pushed my son over to the edge, to the worst I think I've ever seen him mentally. And thank God he did not fall over that edge. Like, I got off work immediately. I went over and I picked him up. And, you know, I mean, we worked through it. But my thing is, So the security guard apparently thought maybe he was a homeless person or something like that. But this is my thing. You never know what somebody is going through. All that security guard had to say was, hey, good morning, what's going on? And my son is very, very polite. No matter what he's been through in his life, he is so polite. Like, and he is super nice. Like, I've never seen him be rude to somebody, even to somebody that's rude to him. Unfortunately, I have seen people be rude to him. He is mixed, and I have seen some people say things and stuff to my son, and he doesn't say anything. He usually either makes a kind comment or says, hey, I'm not going to do anything, something like that. This man did not bother to say, hey, how's it going? Nothing like that. So that man chose at that moment to either make or break somebody's day, and he almost broke my son, not just his day, but his future. And I called that security, the management of the security office, and I just told him, I said, listen, your security guards, like, I don't care if my son was homeless. How do you know that he, like, you still don't come up? You don't just judge a book by its cover. I mean, my son wasn't homeless. My son has a great family. My son has a home. He has everything. He just was having a bad day. And literally, instead of just, I am so angry, which I should not be to this day, at that security guard. Because he could have literally done anything, said anything. But instead, he walked right up and was rude. He could have said, hey, what's going on? And my son would have talked to him, and he would have known immediately that my son was a good person, but that's not what he chose that day. So I don't know what happened to him that morning. I don't know what kind of day he was having. I don't know if he needed a bump in his ego to show that he was like some security guard, mall cop kind of guy. I don't know. And I'm sorry that I said that, but I'm still so angry at that man to this day for not just smiling and saying, hey, what's going on? It's so angry. So I guess I did kind of go off a little bit on my whole subject of like my medication, but it's all has to do with mental health, you guys. So I'm talking, like, I don't care if you've had the worst day ever. If you're walking by somebody, just smile. Like, I mean, if I'm walking past someone, I'll be like, hi, and that's all I say. And that little smile right there might make somebody be like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. But if somebody walks past me and I'm like, oh, excuse me, and they don't say anything, I'm like, oh, okay, that was rude. Like, so, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to give anything. You don't have, if you're poor, if you're rich, all you have to, like, a smile makes, like, a smile is free. So I'm just saying, just remember that if you've had a bad day, if somebody else has had a bad day, that, like, your one smile and your one good morning or something could make or break somebody's day. And I mean, even if you don't like the person, if it's your coworker or something and you smile and you're like, good morning, that's going to make them even madder. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, you just please remember that you can make or break somebody's day. I don't care if it's, like, there's this one gas station I go to almost every morning. It is full of homeless people out front, full of it. And I say good morning and just walk into the place. And I truly believe that if something were to ever happen at that gas station, it would not be to me, because I am nice and I am polite and I do not judge them, because I don't know why they are there. And my sister's like, oh my God, like, Amy, you should not be going to that gas station. And I'm like, I could choose any gas station. A guy in a suit could come try to rob me. A woman in a dress and heels could come and try to rob me. It's, I mean, is it more likely? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't feel like it is, because, again, I say good morning every morning. I smile and I make them feel like they are a human being, because we are all human beings. And I have made more mistakes in my past than I would like to say. But I still feel like no matter what mistakes I've made, I've came out to be a good person. And the person that I am is, I would say 100%, because my mom has helped me. I have been not homeless because I've lived with my mother. Or my parents had a rental house, so I've lived in my parents' rental house. I mean, without my family, I don't know where I would be today without them helping me. I might be one of those people sitting outside of the Circle K that nobody wants to make eye contact with because we're afraid, or we're like, I don't know. making eye contact and saying good morning is not gonna make their homelessness rub off on you. Like, so in this whole rant that I've realized is 25 minutes, I just want to remind you that mental health is such a big thing. And I mean, like I said, just remember, smile, say, hey, you know, I mean, like I said, smile and say good morning. If they open the door for you, if like somebody opens the door for you and you're like, oh man, that person is sketch, I just don't want to make eye contact. Like, they literally opened that door for you. You can say thank you. You know, I mean, make them feel like a human being. Also make anyone else around you feel like a human being, because it doesn't just have to be somebody that looks homeless. It could be anyone that is just on the brink. It could be a Fortune 500 person on Wall Street that maybe their agreement or whatever they're called, contract just crashed, and they don't know what they're going to do with their whole entire life, and their life is over, and your smile made them realize, okay, like, I can get through today. So you never know what somebody around you is going through. So like I said, you know, just good morning. Just remember that you are the person that could make or break somebody's day. And please do not be the person to break it. So with that being said, I'm so sorry that I went on this rant. You can tell my medication is working. But please, just please be aware of the mental health. Make sure that whatever medication, if your family's on medication, make sure that you're watching it and make sure that, you know, it's working how it's supposed to work for them. Make sure if you don't want them on medication that maybe they're going to counseling. Just make sure to check in with everyone around you, because again, I don't know what would have happened if my family wouldn't have realized that the medication that I was on was not quite working correctly. So that being said, I'm so sorry this video is so long. I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I hope that you make somebody's day today, and I will talk to you later. Bye guys.